My name is Patricia. I'm 46 years old. I grew in a family that we used to share everything we had. So it was really normal for me to share what I have. If I have two breads, my grandmother used to give one to a neighbor. Or if someone knocks the door and say, I'm hungry, she used to prepare a plate of food and she used to give that person, even if she doesn't know who is she or who is him. So that's, for me, it's very, very normal. Acho que não.
No, usted hace poco que descubrió este sitio.
Sí, sí, sí. Hace, como quien dice, 2 días. Y lo descubrí gracias a ella. Porque llevo pasando por esta rúa, todos los días paso por esta rúa. Todos los días. Llevo casi 7 meses pasando por esta rúa. Pero no he cuadrado las horas, porque si yo cuadro a lo mejor la 1, me fijo en la gente, lo saco, digo, oye, aquí están dando de comer. No ha cuadrado esas horas, ¿ves?
Claro, porque tiene el aspecto de ser una casa más.
Claro, es que tiene el aspecto, es una casa más.
Sí, sí.
When the pandemic started, it was a very interesting time. Those of us with the good fortune to be okay, money-wise, were saying to each other, oh, it's wonderful, you have time to think, time to sort out your Tupperware, time. What we notice here in our community is that people previously hard-working, respectable members of this local community, all of a sudden started to look haunted, started to look thin. And we realized that if you, for instance, make your living by digging clams, then by your work, you can make enough money every day to feed yourself, to feed your family, have a few beers, pay your rent, and you're okay. But we realized also that there's a very thin line between being okay and being not okay. And as soon as the market collapsed for fish and seafood, because the restaurants were closed, because the hotels were closed, because there were no tourists coming, because there was no local tourism either, then people, all of a sudden, from having had a regular daily income, had nothing. A kilo of clams, you couldn't give away a kilo of clams. There was no market for it. So we thought about what to do, what not to do, whilst we were in our comfortable little bubble. And we realized we had a kitchen full of food here. We couldn't open the restaurant, of course. And we didn't want to do takeaway because we're not really that sort of place. So we thought, well, how about if we just open the kitchen door, which is over here, at lunchtime, and see if there's anybody who wants some food. So we'd cook every day, whatever we had. And we'd buy in some meat, and we'd buy in some fish. And before we knew it, we had a queue of 30 or 40 people every day.
People start to lose the jobs, or in their job they didn't receive money, and they came home, just like me. I came home in March on the first pandemic, and my boss, he didn't pay the salary to us. So we came home without salary. And people start to be with empty stomachs, right? So I start to help with food in my own house. And once I was in a Facebook with my daughter, Constanza. Now she's 11. And on that time she had 9 years old. And we saw a text in a Facebook, and it was a lady, Liliana, and she was asking for help. She said that she worked in a restaurant. It's Sha, Kevin Gold restaurant. And she said that she would like to prepare some meals for people that couldn't cook or couldn't have food at home. And I saw that, and she was asking for help. So I sent her a message. and she said that she need vegetables to cook soup and all kind of things. So my daughter Constanza, she said, "Mom, you have here 30 euros. Can you buy vegetables to Liliana cook the soup?" So I went to the market in Stui and I bought 43 euros in vegetables. And I came to Liliana, and the first, the week of that, the soup of that week, me and my daughter, we paid. And after that, it was like a snowball. I helped Liliana with the meals. I started to put in a Facebook that we were going to cook chicken, and we need like 6 chickens. And I told in Facebook, just as a joke, I said because we had COVID, so no one was going to give kisses or hugs. So I start with a place saying that I change. I would like to receive a chicken to cook, and I would give a hug, and people start to play with that. Gigi, está aqui a massa para a canja.
Eu não tenho espaço.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, aqui estão 6. 6, falta o resto.
Because there's also a community of homeless people here, and they lead chaotic lives, and it's not their fault. We should say that from the beginning. It's not their fault. It's not your fault if you get into drugs. It's not your fault if you have mental health issues. It's not your fault if through some trauma that's happened to you, you aren't able to hold it together with a job.
Cuando has estado en la cárcel, en los comedores estos de la cámara, es igual como si estuviese en la cárcel. Es una manera de expresión, pero es casi igual. Tiene el mismo sistema de bandeja, el mismo sistema de la comida, y esto llegas aquí, una amabilidad, como si estuviese en casa. Tú lo has dicho en 2 palabras, como si estuviese en casa uno. Y luego eso, que no necesita documentación ninguna. Entonces, porque yo no tengo un DNI, no puedo comer.
Porque usted es español.
Sí, no puedo comer por no tener DNI.
People start to give us clothes, shoes, toys. The number of people start to increase, and we start to give not just the meals, but also bags with milk, flour, butter, everything that people used to give us. We did bags for everybody, because some of them were homeless, so they could not cook, and they could go to Xaxaxá to get the meals. And people that had a home, they could cook at home, so we used to give rice, pasta, all kind of things. And my house was like a storeroom full of bags with clothes for children and diapers, baby food. So even my husband said, please leave me just a corner to watch television, because my living room was full of bags. And one day I told Kevin that it was too much for me in my house. And I told him that we need a place to start to do better. He said, okay, let's find a place. So we went to see 1 or 2 or 3 places that Kevin tried to find, until we got this beautiful house.
We've rented a house, an entire house up near the railway lines. The deal was that we would rent it for an affordable rent, and we would renovate it. What we have there now, we've got this like a shop for clothes. The deal is you can go in and take anything you want. If you need clothes, that's the place to go. We've got winter clothes and we've got summer clothes. If you want to do something for us, that's absolutely fine. Like, come and volunteer a bit. Some people who just like the clothes, they like the fact there's some clean second-hand clothes there, will come and bring us half a dozen eggs from their chickens, or will bring us, a jam that they've made or something like that, and there's an exchange going on there. If you need furniture, we've got a furniture shop as well. We could furnish an entire apartment if you need. If you've been turfed out of where you live and you're having to start a home again, we can help you with that.
El miedo que tuve yo ayer al venir a recoger la comida fue eso. Digo, que no tengo la documentación, ya verá que al final voy a tener problemas. Pero nada, ella no coge la comida.
Tranquilo. Y además para tomarse una ducha y...
Ducha, todo.
We have a bathroom, whereas all the homeless people that are registered with us have a box with their own toiletries in. You can have a shower, you can have a haircut, you can have a shave, you can feel part of something again, as opposed to being sidelined, perhaps isolated. You can feel included, which is what we want very, very much. I have to say that all of this is down to Patricia, a force of nature, a force for good, an incredible woman. In another world she'd be sainted, knighted. She does this from her heart. She does this with such kindness.
O cominho, então, hoje vai ser sem cominho, não?
What made you want to come here and volunteer to this charity?
So when we moved to Olhão 2 years ago, I had this feeling that, in a way, I was so blessed and I was so lucky to come here and to live in this place, in Olhão. So I knew that in my second life I had to do something for the others, to help. So it's why I looked for an association, and I met Kevin from Shashasha. And so it just came out that I rang one day here on the main door, and Patricia just helped me, just told me that I just can help and join and be part of something, be part of a new family. So I started, and the first time I cooked, it was funny because I was so proud, I made like a big soup. And all these person you help during the day, you meet them downtown. And so I meet this guy and said, "Oh, your soup was just awful, too much chili inside." So it's like, it just bring me on my food again, like my ego went, how can you say, when somewhere in my shoes. So I started again, and it was part of my job to cook, but here it's just totally different. So I really enjoyed it. It's nice to be part of a big family. People working and helping here are so nice and joyful and full of love. It's incredible. Just makes me, just to talk about it, it makes me, Hühnerhut, also, I don't know the name in English.
Todos os dias o Grupo Auchan oferece doações de fruta, pão, verduras para nós darmos aos sem-abrigo e para ajudar na alimentação deles todos os dias a cozinhar. E este é um pouquinho do que a gente trouxe hoje. Há dias em que vem muito mais, mas é todos os dias das 10 às 11 a Cátia vai buscar e depois a gente distribui pelas famílias.
Morning it was morning to be outside.
Everyone gets a hot soup and a hot main course, although that goes to salads in the summer, obviously, with the hot weather. And they also give them bread. They get yogurt, piece of fruit, and some crackers. And that's the lunchtime offering, Monday to Friday. And then I know Patricia does more at the weekends as well.
Aquí puedes recibir una comida de 3 platos con sopa y todo.
La sopa de ayer hacía mucho tiempo que no comía sopa, ¿ves? No comía la sopa, pero mucho tiempo, ¿eh? Ayer que dormí hasta la siesta. Ayer que terminé de comer, digo, bueno, no me voy a ningún lado, me voy a echar, voy a estar tranquilito. Pero anoche, cuando empezó a llover, ¡oh, madre mía! Entró el viento de tal manera que cuando me di cuenta lo tenía todo empapado, todo, el colchón, ropa. Esta mañana tenía que ponerlo todo al sol. Y ahora tengo otro problema, que al final de mes, porque yo vivo aquí, vivo. Duermo en una bomba de gasolina, donde tiene el lavadero de coche. Ahí estoy viviendo, llevo 7 meses viviendo ahí. Pero ahora, al final de este mes, el dueño decide que va a abrir otra vez el lavadero de coche.
Vale, entonces
Tengo que coger carretera y manta, como se suele decir, carretera y manta, ¿ves?
If you're, let's say, unwashed or unkempt or uncared for, it's a lot harder for other people to relate to you as an equal. So part of what Patricia does there is she puts people back on an equal footing with the rest of the community. And it's just a shower and a shave and a spruce up and a hot meal. And that's all it takes for the day for you to be able to, I don't know, walk down the road with your head held high without people shunning you or judging you.
Uno necesita ayuda, porque la ayuda la necesita. Porque eso de decir, no, yo solo puedo, no. Se necesita la ayuda. De poder entrar en un programa y poder hacer las cosas bien y salir de esto.
We do here magic sometimes, because we have beautiful and wonderful people that help us. All the Kevin's friends, my friends, my family, and with all that help and love, and people understand what we do, so they keep helping us.
In order to carry on, what we need is 3 things. We need money. So we have some people that give regularly, 50 euros here, 30 euros there, and that's great. We need a bit more money than that, and that's the truth. We're always looking for more volunteers. Can I say, if you're a member of the expatriate community, it's a great way to meet people, it's a great way to pick up some Portuguese, and it's a great way to feel part of this wonderful place that's giving us so much, and so much pleasure for being here. And then the third thing that we really need is things, whether it's furniture that you don't need, kitchen equipment that you don't need, clothes that you don't need, we'll have them.
Bom, vou trabalhar o resto do dia.
Também eu.
Tengo otro trabajo.
Outro trabalho, é verdade. Amor.
We had to change.
33 meals today.
33 meals done today. That was pretty good. And that's 33 happy people who are being fed.
Give money, give your time, give stuff you don't need, and please know it's valued. It's so welcome, and we thank you.